If you want to know what supplies you're going to need for interior design school, then keep on watching. Hello everyone, thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. If you are new here, my name is Sandy, and on this channel we talk about all things interior design. At the end of this video, if you like everything you've seen here, please make sure to give it the thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. It's down here, up there, somewhere. If you're on a phone, an iPad, I don't know. It's somewhere on the screen. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any more uploads from me. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about school supplies you need for interior design school part 2. All right, there's a part 1 to this video, and the video did really well on my channel. You guys have requested a part 2 because there are way more supplies that you need than just the 10 that I mentioned in the first video. So I just want to go over some more things that you're going to need in this video. So let's get into it. So an item you're going to need are furniture templates, and you're going to need them in a 1/2 inch size and in a 1/4 inch size. Let me explain what that means, because that probably didn't mean anything to you if you don't know what they are. Furniture templates are these shapes that are shapes of different furniture, and they come in these little like plastic sheets that have these cutouts, and all the cutouts have different shapes and different titles. So it'll be a cutout for a sofa, it'll be a cutout for a chair or a dining table or a desk or something like that. And they even have ones that are plumbing ones. So there's like furniture and then there's bathroom stuff. So there'll be a toilet or a sink or a tub. And those are super helpful for when you have to draw floor plans for school. Instead of having to draw a sofa from scratch, you can literally just stick your pencil in the template and draw it. And it's super easy that way. They're so helpful. And you're going to need them in a 1/2 inch size and a 1/4 inch size, because some teachers require you to draw your drawing at a different scale than some others. Generally, it's a 1/4 inch scale for a floor plan, and then it's a 1/2 inch scale if you're going to do something like an elevation. I'm throwing out some words that you might not know what they mean, and I've considered actually doing a vocabulary video. So if you guys are interested in getting to know some vocabulary terms, if you're not familiar with them, then hit the like button so I know, and then comment down below, because that's a video I'm interested in making for you guys. You're also going to need a carrying case of some kind for all of your drawings. There are going to be tons of drawings, tons of floor plans or perspective drawings, and they're giant sheets of paper, usually like 18 by 36 or something like that, or that actually seems really huge. I'm pretty sure it's 18 by 36. I could be making that up. I will insert the actual size correctly somewhere on the screen. You're going to have really large drawings, and they're a lot to carry around. So there are 2 carrying cases that you should keep in mind. There's one that I had when I was in school, and I'm gonna insert a picture. It's like a cylindrical shape. It's a giant cylinder, and then you roll up your drawings and you put them inside. And that is super helpful because it has a strap, it goes on your back, you can just carry it, it's super compact. However, when you roll up your drawings like that, you have to remember to roll them up in the opposite direction every single time that you roll them up, because they'll get so rolled up and curly that you'll have to always tape them down, and the edges will always be coming up, and it's so annoying. So some people will have a carrying case that's kind of like, it almost looks like a giant briefcase a little bit, so that way it keeps your drawings flat, and it's very large, and it has like a handle, keeps your drawings really flat, but it is a lot bulkier than the other one. So those are just 2 options to keep in mind. You're also going to need a T-square. So a T-square is this giant ruler that literally looks like the letter T. They have metal ones and wood ones and plastic ones, I believe. I recommend going with, honestly, either one works, just one that has measurements on it, because they're helpful when they have measurements. But it's a giant ruler that really allows you to draw straight lines perfectly, because making sure that your lines are straight when you're doing architectural drawings is really important. If you're not familiar with what an architectural drawing kind of is, you should check out my video, classes for first-year interior design students. I will link that down below and put a card here so that you can reference that video. I talk about classes that you're taking and what kind of drawings that you would be doing. In my previous video, things that school supplies that you're going to need part 1, I talk about needing a drafting table if you can afford to have one at home. And with the drafting table, I also mentioned that you're going to need triangles, 30 and 60 triangles, to help you draw straight lines. So the T-square lines up directly against your table. The T part of it, the top part, has a lip that kind of sticks to your table, and it helps you draw perfectly straight lines, and you can kind of slide it across, which is really helpful. And it has measurement on it so that you can understand how big of a line that you're drawing. So that's super important. I think that they're really, really handy, especially when you're doing perspective drawings. You're able to draw a much longer line than you would if you were going to be using your triangles to draw it, that kind of thing. So keep a T-square in mind. You're also going to need a tape measure. I actually cannot believe I didn't put this in the first video, but this is super important. You're going to need a tape measure, and you're really just going to need a tape measure for the rest of your life. Be careful, because I have sliced my hand open on a tape measure before. Those things are vicious. They snap back with a vengeance, so be careful. For the tape measure, you're really going to just be measuring tons of things. In a lot of classes, they're going to ask you to sometimes measure a classroom or the actual classroom that you're in, or measure the entire floor. For example, there was a class called the CAD class where students drew the entire 3rd floor, because our interior design program was on the 3rd floor of the school. And you had to go around and measure every single classroom, the bathroom, the hallways, every stall, the doors, everything, to make sure that you put the measurements into the computer correctly, and you were able to then replicate the floor plan of that entire floor. If you didn't have a tape measure, that would be really, really hard to do. You're also just going to be using a tape measure all throughout your life on projects. You might go use it for an internship when you're on site measuring something or something like that. So it's always really handy to have one. They even have really tiny ones that are keychain ones and can fit on your keys or in your purse. You're going to need an external drive. So I recommend a terabyte drive. This kind of school supplies is probably universal to all art students who are doing kinds of fine art work, but it's really, really important to have a nice safe place to store all of the files that you're going to be doing. So yes, you're going to be drawing a lot by hand, but that really is in your first 2 years. When you move on to your computer classes, you don't really draw as much, and the files are very, very large. They take a long time to download, a long time to upload, and even if you do hand draw things, you might want them in your portfolio, and you're going to have to scan them at a high resolution and then upload them into something if you're going to put them on a presentation board or something like that. You wouldn't just put your actual drawing on the presentation board, because then it could get messed up and you might not have it later. So a terabyte drive is they're a little pricier than just like a regular flash drive, not the tiny ones that you just kind of plug into the side of the laptop or something like that. I'm gonna insert a picture of one for you, but they're really important. Some schools will give you one, like they'll give like a school supplies kit, and the school that I went to happened to give us one. I still use it today. They hold 1 terabyte of data, which is huge, and you're just going to need a nice external safe place. Don't think that you're just going to be able to email yourself something. Sometimes files are too large, but having a safe external storage place to store all of your files, all your presentations, all your drawings, all your floor plans, everything is really, really important. And that concludes this video. Short, sweet, and to the point. I hope it's short. I'm saying it's short, and there's a very good chance that it was a longer video than I intended. But I hope this was helpful. This was highly requested. You guys have wanted a part 2 to this for a long time, and I'm finally doing it. Sorry it took me so long to get to. And like I say at the end of all of my videos, just subscribe, guys, all right? Stop playing the field with all these other channels. Just commit to me, all right? We're dating, casual, now things are getting serious, and I'm gonna need you to put a ring on it, okay? And by put a ring on it, I mean subscribe. All right, I don't even need a ring, just subscribe. And while you're sitting there, you should check out some of my other videos regarding design school. If you have tons of questions, most of my videos will answer a lot of those questions. I listen to you guys, I see all the DMs, and I respond back, and I try and make content that is valuable for you. So check out some of my other videos, and that should help out.